In 2026, the median new home costs $460,000. That number feels like the crisis. It feels like the reason you can't buy, the reason you're stuck renting, the reason the American dream feels further away than ever. But here's the uncomfortable truth. The $460,000 price tag isn't the real problem. And if you keep believing it is, you'll stay stuck, even if your income doubles. Because the real issue isn't price, it's sequence. And almost nobody is talking about that. Let's look at what most people see. $460,000 home, 7% interest rate, 20% down payment. That's around $92,000 upfront. The loan, roughly $368,000, around $3,000 to $3,500, depending on location. Add taxes, insurance, maintenance. Now you're at $3,500 to $4,000 per month. For many households, that's 40 to 50% of take-home pay. That feels suffocating, so people say, it's impossible. No one can afford this. The system is rigged. But here's the first escalation. That $460,000 house doesn't cost $460,000. Over 30 years at current rates, you may pay $750,000 to $850,000 total. You're not buying a home, you're committing to a capital allocation decision that shapes 3 decades of your financial life. And most people never think beyond the monthly payment. Banks don't sell total cost. They sell affordability. Can you afford the payment? If the payment fits, they approve you. But affordability and strategic timing are not the same thing. When nearly half of your income goes to housing, something happens quietly. Investing slows. Your flexibility disappears. Your risk tolerance shrinks. Your optionality collapses. And optionality is wealth. If losing one job creates panic, if one medical bill creates stress, if one major repair forces debt, you didn't buy a home from strength. You bought from stretch. Stretch feels manageable on paper. Fragility feels terrifying in reality. Here's what makes this era different. You're not competing against median earners, you're competing against asset holders. People rolling forward equity. Dual high-income households, investors, institutions. The housing market isn't anchored to income anymore. It's anchored to capital. And if you're starting at zero net worth, buying first may actually be the weakest move you can make. If that idea makes you uncomfortable, good, because it challenges the timeline you've been conditioned to. Owning equals success. Renting equals behind. Owning equals stability. Renting equals temporary. Owning equals adulthood. Renting equals not there yet. So when you feel priced out, it doesn't just hurt financially. It hits identity. And identity pressure causes premature decisions. People stretch, they justify, they convince themselves appreciation will save them. But here's the deeper question. What if buying too early today delays wealth instead of building it? That question is uncomfortable, and it should be, because it flips the narrative. Imagine 2 people, both 30 years old. Person A buys the $460,000 home, stretching financially. Person B rents modestly and invests aggressively. If person A delays investing for 8 to 10 years due to high housing costs, the opportunity cost could be hundreds of thousands by retirement. About cultural milestones. It cares about time, and time is the one asset you can't recover. If your housing decision suppresses your investing during your most powerful compounding years, the long-term cost is invisible at first, but devastating later. Let's define something clearly. A purchase is strong when it increases stability. A purchase is fragile when it increases stress. Ask yourself, would this home reduce my ability to invest? Would it reduce my ability to pivot careers? Would it reduce my ability to handle emergencies? Would it reduce my ability to take calculated risks? If the answer is yes, the problem isn't the price. It's timing. The old path was job, house, wealth. That worked when homes were affordable relative to income. Today, the sequence has evolved. Income growth, asset accumulation, margin, then homeownership. Liquidity. Build investments. Build stability. Then buy. When your home represents 25 to 35% of your net worth, you're stable. When it represents 90%, you're exposed. Same house, different outcome. Instead of asking, how do I afford $460,000? Ask, at what financial strength does $460,000 become low risk? That means emergency fund fully built, no high interest debt, consistent investing already in place, housing under 30 to 35% of take-home pay, strong income trajectory. When those boxes are checked, buying feels calm. Not desperate, not pressured, calm. And calm is powerful. The people quietly building wealth right now aren't panicking. They're increasing income, they're investing monthly, they're building margin, they're waiting for strength. They're not anti-home, they're anti-fragility. And when they buy, it won't feel like a stretch. It'll feel boring. Boring is sustainable. Sustainable builds wealth. The $460,000 number isn't the real enemy. Fragility is. The lie isn't that homes are expensive. The lie is that buying immediately is required to build wealth. Wealth is built through margin, through discipline, through sequence. Build first, buy second, and when you do buy, make sure it strengthens your balance sheet instead of controlling it. Because financial freedom doesn't come from rushing milestones. It comes from building strength quietly and making decisions from stability, not pressure. If this shifted your perspective, if it challenged the way you've been thinking about housing and wealth, then you're already thinking differently than most people. And that difference compounds. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content.